Hey everyone, Chibi here. Now, this video is not going to be that uplifting, to be honest, and I know that I'm just in patrol and that's not that exciting. I do apologize. I'm basically going to try and talk and play at the same time while making this video, but... So, basically the ad revenue situation, Adpocalypse situation with the channel has, at first, it was somewhat better. Not gonna lie, it was getting somewhat better. I was seeing revenue going back up. I was seeing ads on videos again. It was looking relatively positive. But it wasn't until just recently I started to see a lot of my videos just right off the bat not have ads on them at all. Which makes no sense because I've had ads on videos where I wasn't really swearing, or if I was swearing, but there are videos where I had 0 swears on the entire video, and for some reason ads would not show up on them right off the bat, or like the next day ads would just disappear on the video. The way that I was able to basically do fine with ad revenue and stuff with the videos that I was uploading was because, 1, the double uploads, and 2, because advertisements were originally on the video at first, and then over time they were just, I guess, removed. And this has gotten a lot worse because now I'm just not getting ads on videos right off the bat, and that's a big problem. What does this basically mean? Well, I don't really know for sure because it all depends on what the future holds, but YouTube is definitely enforcing their community guidelines, well, I mean advertiser-friendly guidelines, a lot more, and it's definitely affecting the channel, and it's affecting a lot of other channels as well. The one thing that I don't understand is that they are definitely enforcing these rules, but I don't see everyone actually doing them, and they seem to have ads on them just fine. A perfect example is people that I really like to watch are like Markiplier, Vanoss, everyone part of Vanoss, even PewDiePie. They'll swear in their videos and I'll see advertisements on their videos. Mine will just have none. And I feel like this is just YouTube basically saying, hey, these channels actually support us, like money-wise, while yours doesn't. So advertisers would much rather deal with the risk on these bigger channels, but your channel, because it's small, we don't really want to deal with. And that doesn't really seem fair. Because if these guidelines are going to be enforced, I feel like everyone should be affected because it's going to be really hard for me to censor swear words from other people. I can easily censor myself, but other people, not so much, and obviously I don't want to be censoring in general because I know that a lot of you don't really want that to be a thing. You want to make it still be the whole swear word-filled videos that you've always been a part of. Like, it's just... I do understand that. But apparently YouTube doesn't think that, like, swearing is a good thing to have for advertisements, and advertisers are saying that they don't want it either, which makes no sense because this is not television. They're not spending the same amount as they do do for like TV, like to ensure that their advertisements are next to like a certain TV show. They have to spend at least like, I think like 10 times more than what they do on YouTube, or I think it's actually even more than that. But basically they have to spend tons of money to have people view their advertisements next to a certain show or on a certain channel. While YouTube, it's a lot cheaper, and it's just, I felt like it was a really good investment for advertisers to actually try and keep like the whole user-created content existed, like as it is now. Well, used to, I mean. Of course, there are some content that was questionable for advertisers, which was the reason why they backed out of putting their ads on YouTube, which was like more vile content, more content that was more on the lines of like stuff that was shocking, like things like not like news stuff, things that were actually hate speech, very bad, nasty videos, nothing like what I do, where I just swear and play video games. But apparently this has been affecting a lot of other content creators that are, you know, doing the same thing, because with all this happening, YouTube basically allowed advertisers to have more control of where their ads are, and this, over time, really does affect overall the content creators themselves and what they're going to be creating for the future as what's going to be happening to this channel if this continues. No matter what, I'm still going to be making content for this summer. It just all depends on what kind of alternatives I go for to still make this a sustainable part-time job for me, because the reality is that I still need to have some kind of income from doing this where I don't have to work a different part-time job. I mean, the biggest problem is that when I used to work a different part-time job, and I'm of course still in college, when I was doing those two things, it was really hard for me to make videos. I was making like 1 to 2 videos every like 2 to 3 weeks, if lucky. It all depends. And if YouTube continues to go down this route, I might have to change my content or think of alternatives on making income out of making videos. And of course, with your support, I could definitely think of some things, but I know that one of them I can't do, and a lot of you are definitely supporting me on, is Twitch, like doing live streaming. I can't do that with the internet that I have, sadly, and that's not going to be an option for me. But I do have alternatives, but not that great, in my opinion. Like, I feel like it's not going to be something that everyone's going to be like, yeah, I definitely support this. But if I have no alternative of making a decent income, if YouTube doesn't decide to either allow ads on my videos, or if they tell me, oh, it was just a glitch, oh, it was just a mistake, I'm gonna have to find alternatives. No matter what, my content is not that vile. Like, it's just that it's got swear words and I play video games, but I don't find that my content would be bad for advertisers. I really don't. I mean, other than that I'm a small channel versus a lot of these larger channels, but still. I feel like YouTube, a better way of doing it is not being like so strict on these smaller channels, because, you know, when the bigger channels decide to retire or just move on to something else, the smaller channels are there to basically replace those bigger channels. Like, you always want to ensure that you're respecting the smaller channels and making all the rules fair for everyone, but YouTube doesn't seem to care much about that. And that's what really sucks. Because as I said earlier, like, I'm seeing ads still on major channels, like big channels, other than like the smaller ones, and that really concerns me of what does this mean overall, like, for like the future of YouTube, because that's not a really good path. And I really don't think that YouTube would really do well, as in, if they decide to stay of user-created content, if they make literally their entire site completely, like, family-friendly, because that's not what everyone goes here for. That's what TV is for. And I wish that advertisers would understand that as well. But even though I'm really depressed on everything that's going on, I'm trying to figure out things, and I do want to get your support on a lot of this stuff. Like, I mean, I feel like the censoring part is definitely an option, but I know that a lot of you would not want me to do something like that, and that's why I only really have 2 alternatives. And one of them, of course, is relying on YouTube, you know, maybe deciding, hey, maybe we shouldn't make it super strict on swear words and stuff, allowing that to be okay, and put ads on his videos again. But they did say swearing is allowed, but not entirely, as in, like, here and there. But I don't even believe that, because, again, as I told you, I've had videos where I censored out the swear words, and I still wasn't getting ads on the videos. So I don't really believe that one 100%. But the other alternative, of course, is doing a Patreon, and this one I really don't want to do, and that's why I pretty much saved it for last to talk about. Basically, for those that don't understand, Patreon is kind of like a fan-funded thing where you can offer a certain amount of money depending on what you want to donate, that you would give for each month, or per creation depending on what they would do for payment. For me, it would be per month, then creation, obviously. And it all depends on how it would also go, like how much I would be getting total from all of you. But if I had enough support from a lot of you, maybe I would be able to still make content normally, as in with the swear words, depending on what kind of income I would be getting out of Patreon alone. And I don't really like that kind of odds, because I'm going to be 100% honest here. I know that a lot of you cannot all financially help me out, and I don't really want to ask for freebies. Like, that's pretty much what I look at it as. It's just a handout, just being like, hey, help me out because YouTube doesn't want to, and I don't want to do that to any of you. It doesn't seem right. But obviously, I don't know where else to go if all those other alternatives are not something that is very supportive on. Like, I could do both Patreon and also censor videos, but of course, a lot of you are not going to want to see the videos censored. But again, if Patreon turns out super successful for me, then I will be able to make the content the way that you would all want me to. That's obviously with the swear words and such. Like, not censoring as much. But, you know, if it doesn't, then I might have to look to alternatives. Because the end result is if I don't do anything and YouTube just doesn't turn into a sustainable part-time job for me, I'm going to have to find a different part-time job, and I'm not going to be able to make YouTube videos that much. And I know that some of you would be fine with that, but I also know that some of you may not want that, and you would be like, well, what about the Destiny 2 content? Are we going to get that? And I would be like, well, I might not be able to. Destiny 2 probably won't be that big on my channel because I won't be able to make that many videos, and I don't want to do that. But overall, I'm still going to try and stay positive. I'm trying to experiment with videos. I'm going to try my best. But the best thing for all of you to do is support me and try and help me out. And please, like, let me know if you ever get, like, ads or if you don't get ads on a video for the next, like, couple weeks when I experiment with different videos. Especially if there's, like, videos where I do censoring. Because my biggest goal is keeping the channel alive, making content pretty much daily, to even do double uploads every single day. And yeah, that's my biggest goal for this entire summer, even past that. But with YouTube now making it harder for me to make money off of the videos that I create, I don't know if that goal will be as easy because well, it is now because it's the summer. I'm not in college right now, and I'm not working a different part-time job. But as soon as the fall comes in, I'm not going to be able to make those kind of, like, goals happen anymore. And I don't want to do that to any of you. Like, I do apologize for making this video. I really do. But, like, this is the reality. I guess. This is sadly the reality. I was hoping that YouTube would basically turn away from it, like, at least the swearing part and the violence in video games part. But I guess that wasn't the case. A lot of people are going to be fine. But people like me, not really, because that's just not okay for the advertiser-friendly guidelines. It just isn't. So I really don't know what to do, and that's why I'm looking to all of you for some support, some opinions, like help. But I don't know. I really don't. I really wish that bigger YouTubers would talk more about this, but I feel like, as I said earlier, it's not really affecting them, so they don't really have anything to say on the matter, and because I'm pretty sure that maybe I'm just like the select few that got attacked with this, and they're just gonna think that, well, I mean, you gotta adapt. But the reality is I just want them to understand, like, think. What if this was you? You're swearing in your videos, you're doing all these things and getting ads on your videos. What if this was happening to you? Would you say something then? Because that's what I literally come down to saying, that what these bigger YouTubers would probably do. And I'm not saying that all of them just care about themselves. No. I'm pretty sure all of them do. They just don't know what's going on. And that's the sad part. But I don't know. It really does suck. I'm inspired by a lot of these larger channels and what they create. But it just makes me feel like YouTube doesn't want me to grow. They just don't care about my channel. They don't care of the content that I create. They don't. And I see this happening to other channels that I just love, and I just don't understand why this is happening to them when they don't even do anything that's remotely that terrible with their videos. It's just, I guess, YouTube's bot, or it's just them making mistakes on where they're like, you know, deciding that, oh, this is not going with this guideline or this one. I don't really know, but in the end, oh, weapon parts. That's a positive thing. But I don't know. I really don't. And I wish I did have the answer. I did try censoring swear words and stuff, and I did have a lot of you having a negative response to. A lot of you that saw the video were understanding about it. You weren't freaking out about it. You're like, okay, we understand. But I was having also a lot of people basically saying, like, I don't really like this. I want the old chibi back. I don't want the censoring of words. Where's the vulgarity? Where's the strong language? Where's any of that stuff? And I was just sitting there censoring all of them. And I know, I really do understand that that's something that a lot of you don't want. And this would also hinder my friends, because I would have to tell them, like, hey, can you calm down on, like, the swear words? And I'm pretty sure a lot of them might not want to do that. They would feel like that it's just not necessary. And in the long run, I don't really know. Like, it's really hard to be able to edit my videos in general, but also having to censor all the things that are in the background that are, like, you know, if someone just says the F-bomb and I just hear it in the background and I don't notice it but instantly get demonetized, I don't really know. I really, really don't. And I do hope that maybe things will get better for the channel, but this is me trying to be positive. This is me trying to be optimistic and say things will probably get better. But for now, I might have to change the content, and I might have to also see what happens with other videos that I create with those changes. And from there, if a lot of you do not like the censoring, then I'll try doing the Patreon. I'll open that up. And if that doesn't do well, then I really don't know what to do, other than rely on maybe the Patreon staying there and also still doing the censoring and hoping that YouTube will put ads back on the videos that I create. Because no matter what, I care about every single one of you. I care about every content creator that's been affected by this. And I definitely support anyone that basically wants to have the freedom to make the content that they want to, as long as it's not that terrible. Swear words should not be something that would be a terrible way of making content. I really don't think so. And I feel like if advertisers want it this way, if YouTube's going to enforce this, then advertisers should be paying more to be able to have the control to regulate what their content is on. But yeah, I don't know. Even though I'm still monetized, like, the videos are monetized, they say they are, there's just no ads on them. That's what I'm dealing with. And I've tried contacting YouTube, and basically their response was saying occasional blah blah blah, basically repeating the same thing over and over, because it's probably a robot or just someone that just copies and pastes the same statement, basically telling me, yeah, occasional swearing is fine, but blah blah, like, not really helping me out, telling me why videos are being demonetized. They just say occasional. I was like, what does that really mean? And it should be, in general, swearing should not be censored. Like, what's the biggest problem here? I don't know, and that's the scariest part for me. And it's been keeping me up at night. I've been stressing about it. I easily stress, and I don't like that. I've been dealing with a lot of personal life with, like, my health, for example. I don't like going into detail about it, and I won't in this video, but it's just, there's a lot of things in my personal life that just doesn't really make me that happy in general. But doing YouTube has really made me happy. It's made something that I can go to relax and feel happy doing, because I know that a lot of you like the content. And if I don't really have that anymore, is that a floating rock? That's a floating rock. Sorry. And if I can't make content anymore, it's really going to impact me emotionally. But thankfully, I still have many people around me to still, like, help me out. Like, I still have all of you to support me. I still have my family, my friends, and my girlfriend Kayla to help me and make me feel better about everything that's going on. This just started happening. It didn't start happening until, like, a few days, but it's been a few days in a row that this is happening, to the point where I'm pretty much saying that my channel's been pretty much blacklisted, or at least the content is now getting a lot more, like, the advertiser friendly guidelines are getting a lot more strict, and they're being able to find out if I have swear words or anything against the guidelines, like, right off the bat, versus what it was before, when I was making at least revenue on the first day I uploaded a video. But I don't really know what to do from here. I really don't. I'm still going to be uploading some videos like I normally do with the swear words and stuff, but probably even after today or the next day, I might have to kind of take a step back and try and censor some of the vulgarity, the strong language, and see what goes from there. But I feel like, but again, there's still that little sentence that YouTube says, where YouTube basically has the right to put no ads on your videos if they feel like it. And that's the thing that really, really bothers me. Because even if I do follow their guidelines in the next couple videos or so and put in the extra effort, they'll still not put advertisements on my video. And that sucks. Like, I'm literally making enough money on just a single video that gets at least like 15,000 views. I'm getting enough money to just buy a candy bar, and that's bad. Like, that is really, really bad, and it's not good. It's not. So, I don't really know. And this, I was gonna try and actually make the channel better, as in I was gonna work harder on edits, even on chibi plays, because I felt like my channel was getting better, and I felt like, you know, maybe YouTube would change their stuff, so I'd actually start making the content even interesting in the chibi plays. But with this happening, I'm going to be spending all that time that I normally do with edits on just trying to censor the swear words, and that's not going to be really fun. So I don't really know. It all depends, I guess, overall, like, what happens from here. And that all depends on what all you say, like if you agree upon the alternatives or not, and it all depends on what YouTube does from here. But I'm sorry that I kind of blabbered on about this, and I probably repeated a bunch of times about different things. I do that, and I do apologize. It's just like, I wanted to make this video not just for all of you to tell you what's going on and kind of communicate with you, but also for myself to just kind of calm me down and talk to all of you, because that's the one thing that definitely relieves my stress, is being able to talk to all of you and get your opinions about everything, because no matter what, I don't like what's going on, and I've pretty much decided to never do a Patreon or censor my videos, but now I'm like up against a wall, and YouTube is basically forcing me, or I have to quit doing YouTube, and that's the reality. It's, if I have to quit, I have to quit. Like, I don't mean like quit, but I would not make videos that often anymore. It would be too hard for me. But I just want to say this before I end this video. I just want to end it on a good note, that I want to thank all of you, every single one of you, for supporting me on everything that I've done. Watching the videos and liking them, commenting them, and just sharing your thoughts on many different situations that's been going on with the channel and everything. I thank you so much, and I promise that I will continue to work hard on videos and try my absolute best to make you all happy. So I just wanted to end that video on that note. So thank you so much. I really hope things get better, but either way, Chibi out.